about people and who believe that people are at their very best as individuals when they are working with and for each other. He also expressed 2 regrets and 1 request. He said that he regretted retiring after the 1988 Super Bowl season. He believed that he should have coached for at least 1 more year. Then he laughed, seemingly taking greater pleasure in recognizing the irony of the situation than sadness at the fact. And he said, "But wasn't I the guy who always said, better a year too early than a year too late when it came to moving players through the door?" Secondly, he deeply regretted that he was never able to call all of his players together, high school, college, and professional, and tell them how much he loved and respected them. This came up on 2 or 3 different occasions. He loved and cared for them because he had always been so insistent that they care about and love each other. I reminded him of something that he once told a reporter when asked, "What is the single greatest and most consistent characteristic of your 49er Super Bowl championship teams?" Bill said without hesitation, "The players loved and cared about each other." That feature of locker room culture could develop only from the head coach down. In the end, he accepted that his players understood that. And Bill had 1 request. I asked him how he wanted his guys, his players, to remember him. He said, "Ask my guys to think of me now and again. They will always have what we experienced and achieved together. Those experiences will always belong to us. And the past certainly has its priority. But on the other hand, life exists in the moment. So just think of me now and then, not too often and not for too long. And all of us will inevitably find ourselves searching our thoughts, our memories, and our experiences for those moments that might help to fill the holes left in our lives and hearts by Bill's passing. It will, of course, be possible to find some further respite from our loss by revisiting videos, trophy cases, and honor halls that recount Bill's football achievements. But we will not just find him there. He also will be there in the latest version of the West Coast offense. We will find him standing beside every coach at any level who scripts the game's first 15 to 25 plays. We will find him in the executive command and the technical prowess and proficiency of the game planning and the game day coaching expertise of his coaching proteges, some 14 of the league's 32 head coaches today who either directly or indirectly came to their positions through Bill Walsh. We will find him in the presence of Lovie Smith and Mike Tomlin, of Marvin Lewis and Romeo Crennel and Herman Edwards on the sideline, and in the image of Tony Dungy hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. He will be there in every NFL franchise where a player gets an opportunity to return to college and complete his degree, or to participate in league-sponsored programs that prepare him for life after football. Before Bill Walsh, the very concept of the NFL programmatically interceding with players in terms of developing life skills or being accountable for their personal conduct was unthinkable. And so, to a very large measure, Bill Walsh will be found at the very core of Commissioner Goodell's new life skills initiatives and personal conduct policies. Everywhere one turns in this league, one will find the imprint and influence of Bill Walsh in the way that locker rooms, practices, preseason camps, team and coaching meetings are organized, in the way in many of the innovations in team travel protocols and arrangements, in the way that teams approach and execute college drafts, And even in the way that players are released, all of this bears Bill Walsh's imprint. Though the tendency is to canonize people upon their passing, Bill would want it said that he was not perfect. Instead, like the game he loved, where the ultimate assessment is reckoned not by the occasional tackled miss or pass dropped, but by the record at season's end. The sum of Bill Walsh's life is a record of monumental achievement and contributions and the very portrait of a life well lived. And now it is done. Beloved and respected, Bill Walsh enters that pantheon of immortals who, by way of the games we play and follow, demonstrated our potential as a people while projecting a profile of what we should stand for as a nation. The poets and the prophets down through the ages have admonished that both grief and glory are temporary, that all glory is fleeting, and as to grief, that this too shall pass. It seems then to be in the eternal order of things that by almost imperceptible increments, time will both heal our grief and rob us of the vividness and detail of even our most cherished memories. Bill Walsh, husband, father, grandfather, Hall of Fame coach, social visionary and innovator, the most gifted teacher I've ever been associated with, my mentor, my friend, my brother. It's been a heck of a ride and a lot of fun. Yet for all that you have left us, it does not fill the still expanding holes created in our lives and hearts by your passing. So for now it appears that what we have is this moment, this time together in this place, to console each other and to content ourselves with the simple fact of how profoundly privileged, how enormously enriched, and how truly blessed we have all been that one such as Bill Walsh once passed this way.
Dr. Harry Edwards, a longtime 49ers consultant with an amazing eulogy